Vbeast, what's up? I'm a what's up guy, according to a subscriber or some troll, I guess. What's up? Where am I at? Well, I was supposed to do some stuff over here. Oh man, I was supposed to shoot some videos at Harley Davidson in my area, but turns out the truck broke down that was bringing the bikes. Dang it. Oh man, and it's hot and it's a long ride back home, so I basically came out here and they just got news like, hey, by the way, the truck is broken. So I was like, sweet, I guess I'm not gonna be able to do that. Oh, you know what's cool? Let's go check. They have a rider's course back. Ah, there's somebody here. Look, they got a rider's course back here. Oh, look at that. They got a rider's course. All right, they're unloading the bikes. I ain't in that. Hey, sweet, a jump. Not going to do that either. Okay. So, yeah, I was going to review the 2024s and see if they got any stuff on the 25s. I do have some hookup on motorcycles from Harley Davidson because of family kind of actually working for them. Woo! So if I get any information, which I will definitely have to do, I will spread that to you guys. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a long ride. Anyways, so you didn't come here for that. You came here because I'm gonna talk about what I think is the best beginner motorcycle. Like maybe even for a short person. If you got a 30-inch inseam, which that is, I guess it's not really short, but that is short. I have a 34, so you know I'm tall. But if you have like a 29-inch inseam, I think this bike will still be pretty good for you. I haven't rode one yet, but all the specs and everything on them are amazing. And this motorcycle is under $5,000, but with taxes, it's probably going to be about $5,300, maybe $5,400, at least in Texas. Now, what am I talking about? I am talking about the Triumph Speed 400. Look at that. Woo! Yep, Speed 400. Now, you might be thinking, what? Triumph? Wait a minute, isn't that a single cylinder? Yes it is. It's a single cylinder. Don't knock the single. Don't knock the thumpers, man. One reason, because this is not a small single. It is quite large for a single cylinder. It is 398 cc's. Now, it's quite big. And it's said that in Mexico, it's gone 100, not 100, it's gone close, 95 miles an hour top speed for a single, and very little vibes. One thing that's really good about that motorcycle is it has a 10,000 mile service interval, meaning that things that need to be serviced, like oil, the most important thing, is 10,000 miles. Now, would I do the 10,000 mile oil change? No. On a bike, I still stick to that 3,000 mile range. I do not even go outside of that. This is coming up on its oil change ever since I've owned it. And now we're getting on the freeway, and this is very, very frustrating and a little, well, it makes me have absent thoughts. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is a little scary, a little bit. I've been riding for like over 20 years and it's still like, yikes. And so new riders, you're gonna feel that, but don't worry, even though it's a single cylinder, it will definitely do freeway stuff because it can go up to 95 miles an hour and it gets up there pretty quick. It's not something that, oh my gosh, it takes like 20-30 seconds, it takes half a minute to get up. No, it does it rather quickly, and you can still ride with a big group of motorcycles as long as they're staying within the speed limit and not going totally ham and crazy. And I actually should not go this way now that I think about it. Yep, not going that way. Like, wait a minute, I'm not going that way. All right, so yeah, it'll keep up, and it's a fun bike. It's super light, weighs less than 400 pounds, soaking wet, full of gasoline and liquids, and it's a cool looking bike. I mean, check it out. Now this thing looks pretty cool. It's like a retro classic, and it's got cool, like, little British, what is British, but this one's not actually built in England. It's built by an Indian company, Hadab or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it, I can't remember. But that doesn't make it any less of a triumph, because, you know, England and India, it's almost the same. They're like similar, whatever. They're good relations with each other, right? You know history. I'm not that good at history, but they do have a lot to do with each other. And so far, the people are reporting the quality is very good. So you're getting a motorcycle under $5,000. You're getting a liquid-cooled 4-valve dual overhead cam motor, and it's just very peppy for a single cylinder. And it's, so far, it seems like it's performing extremely well. In the category that it's in, it is the top dog. It's cheaper than the Honda. What, Hornet? I don't know if we have that here yet. It's cheaper than the Harley Davidson Sportster, the Nightster. You know, it's cheaper than that, drastically. The only thing that is cheaper than the Speed 400, and there's a Speed 400 and a Speed 400, I think X, or what it is a scrambler. Basically, it's higher. It has bigger wheel, I think a bigger wheel in the front and the rear. So it's taller. So it wouldn't be as good for shorter riders, but it'd be better for taller riders. And but we're not talking about that. So the Royal Enfield, if you know Royal Enfield, you're looking for another cheap motorcycle. Royal Enfield Hunter 350. Now the Hunter 350 is a single cylinder, but it's air cooled. It's not liquid cooled. I think it's a 2-valve head, so it doesn't have the kind of power or speed that the Speed 400 does. You see what I did there? The speed that it, yeah, okay, yeah, no, all right, no. So it's a much cheaper motorcycle. I think it's like $3,900 or something. So it's about $1,000 cheaper, maybe, you know, 1,000 is some change, something like that. And it's also that retro, old school styling British motorcycle. The ergonomics is how you sit on it is very neutral. It's a neutral seating position. It's upright. You got a 90 bend on your legs. You know, it's not a compromising position. You're not like sitting like this and you're not all the way, you know, back like this, like a cruiser like mine. And the feet position, it's very neutral. But that, you know, you could do that if you want, but you're not going to be able to do this freeway stuff. So the Speed 400, it's definitely going to do this freeway. I've seen it, I've read it, it does it. Okay, it can do it, and it'll do it all day, and it's happy doing it. The Speed 400's got inverted front forks. I think they're 44 millimeter, maybe 43 millimeter, I can't remember. The rear has a I'm trying to remember, a gas shock. So what it's giving you is like 130 millimeter of travel, I think, which will be about 5.1 something, so about 5 inches of travel in the rear. So pretty good. It's got a lot of good travel. It's a monoshock, I didn't say that. Monoshocks perform very well, especially on a super light bike. Weighs, like I said, less than 400 pounds. So, well, I think that's a great bike for a beginner. You're not going to pay that much for it. You know, you're going to pay probably about $5,400, $5,500 at max, depending on the state in which you live. And you know, it's not a very expensive motorcycle. that class of motorcycle has become very popular amongst new riders because one, it is cheap, two, it actually looks good. And you know, new riders, they just want to ride a motorcycle. They're happy and excited that they got their license, and they want to ride somewhere, and they want to hang out with their friends that ride, and they want to go to cars and coffee, bikes and coffee. They want to have all the fun stuff. They want to do the stuff, you know, right? They want to do the stuff. And that bike will do it. It's a lot better. I never recommend, I think I did in the past, I recommended the Z125 and the Grom as a learner bike, but not really your first bike. Like, you can learn on it, but you won't be happy with it because it's so freaking slow. It's a single cylinder air-cooled 125 cc's versus the 398 cc Speed 400, and that bike has about 40 horsepower. It's like 39.5 HP, and the torque, I don't remember the torque, maybe like 27 foot-pounds of torque. But that is a drastic increase in power. The Grom and the Z125 got somewhere, they got less than 10 horsepower, I think. It's nothing. It only has a 4-speed transmission gearbox versus the, you know, I'm getting off here because I am really tired of all this wind. It's a 4-speed gearbox versus the Speed 400, which has a 6-speed gearbox. That is nice. You see, that's where these small cylinder or small cc motorcycles get some of their power. Not the extra power, but it's able to take that power and put it through multiple gears, which then in turn allows the rider to get up to speed quicker and have possibly a larger cruising speed, which I've seen so far that people are cruising on those things at like 70 miles an hour and they're happy with it. And let's be honest, in America, we usually travel around 70 miles an hour. At least here in Texas, even though the speed limit says 65, people are going 70 or 75. Oh my gosh. Oof. Let's get over. I hear all that gravel hitting the inside of my fenders. Yeah. So it's a good bike. People only complain about the seat because they're doing like 1.5 to 2 hour rides. And I mean, this seat, it's the stock seat, and if I'm going 2 hours, that's about the, you know, the seat time at which my rear end is like, all right, man, I need to pull over because I'm getting a little sore. You know, that's about it. If you're a seasoned rider, you know, that's about it. About 2 hours and you're like, I need to pull over. If you got an aftermarket seat, you might be able to extend that another hour. Sometimes 2 hours, just depends. If you got a Corbin seat, Corbin seats are pretty nice. Yeah. Well, I mean, the style of that bike is great. You know, it's just got really nice wheels on it. It's got it has a 10-spoke aluminum alloy. No, I think it's cast aluminum alloy wheels, and it has 17-inch wheels front and rear, so you got a lot going on. The rear tire is, I believe, I don't have any notes with me, they're not on this. Oof, man, that would have wrecked me right there. I believe the rear tire is like a 150, possibly a 140. I think it's a 150. 140 seems a little thin. So yeah, I think a 150. And usually on motorcycles, you could increase it a little bit, so you might be able to get away with a 160 on the rear, which I understand the 150 is probably going to corner better, but the 160 looks a little bit better when you're walking up to the bike and you're looking at your rear tire, and it's a little bit fatter, so it looks beefy, it looks cool, right? It looks a little better. So you might be able to do that. It's got what else it has? Oh, the LCD. It has no LCD. It has like an LED screen, little bitty tack, or rather it's mainly tack, right? No, I take that back. It's not mainly tack. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's mainly speedometer, which is cool. So it looks really classic, the way that they put it up, or put it all together. But you know, I do have one gripe about that. The RPMs are digital, and it's like a little bitty bar on the right hand side of this gauge, and then the speedometer is the primary part of it. I would have really liked to see the speed be a digital number, because let's face it, most people are used to reading a digital number in their vehicles, you know, now at this current point in time. Like even in my car, I mean, I have a speedometer, I have a tachometer, and then in the center it gives me a digital speed readout. What do? I still look at the digital speed readout, even though I do prefer the look of gauges over complete digital. It's just an aesthetic thing, you know. It's really appealing. I like old classic cars, and so anything that has little dials that move up and down, I think it looks good. It's appropriate. It fills in the weird looking spaces. It could be shaped, I don't know, it's just a lot going on that I think gauges fill those spaces with. I think I chose the wrong road again. I haven't been down here in I don't know how long, and I'm backed up. All right, I think I've rambled on enough. That might be enough about that bike. Who knows? I'm actually wanting to look at one. I don't know when, but I'm gonna go ride one. I'm gonna look at it. What's up, brother? The two motorcyclists. Anyways, all right, guys. Ride what you ride. Keep it Vbeast mode, and ride till the wheels fall off. Woo! This has been another random weekday video by your very own Vbeast. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Most of all, have a Vbeast day.